Kasper, how are you doing? How have you settled in?
Yeah, very nicely. Yep, they've made it very, very easy for me. Good group of people. So yeah, it's been nice.
What are the main draws of coming here?
There's many. Firstly, the size of the club, massive club, worldwide recognition. Obviously, being part of a winning culture was a big thing for me. Coming to a place where you're expected to win every single game, that was definitely something that really appealed to me. Obviously, the prospect of Champions League football and the Old Firm games, all these things were definitely something that was part of it.
And working with the manager again?
Yeah, for sure. I always look back at my career now, and I think the times where I was probably at my best and my happiest as a footballer was under Brendan at Leicester. It was certainly the time I enjoyed football the most. So I always had a lot of positive memories. So the chance to work with him again is obviously a big thing. I'm very grateful for him giving me this opportunity again. So yeah, it's been good all around.
So take you back to your Falkirk days. What did that do for you in terms of your development?
I think the most important thing for any young player is game time. I'd had a taste of it in League Two in England, and for a Premiership club to give me that opportunity, to give me that level of responsibility, that was a really big thing. Massive learning curve for me. I look back on that very, very fondly. For me, it was important because obviously the profile that it gave me. I had my first TV game ever was in Scottish football. So it was the first time, for example, the audience back in Denmark had a chance to see me live, having never played there. So it was a big thing for me, and I really enjoyed it.
What was it, the TV game?
I actually think it was away at Ibrox, lost 1-0. And then obviously we had the game against Celtic that was on TV as well. So obviously those were the games that were shown the most.
In terms of being at Falkirk, did you ever think when you left that you would return one day to Scottish football?
Well, there was always something with Celtic for some reason. Obviously, very recently we had Thomas Gravesen, and we had the likes of Morten Vikhorst and these guys playing here, and it's just a club that always appealed to me in some kind of way. And then obviously, particularly these last few years with Joe coming here, I followed it a lot closer than I ever did. I think particularly having played here as a youngster, you get a real impression because back then when it was newspapers, you see it wasn't Falkirk that was getting headlines. It was Celtic, so you knew what the club was and what the size of the club was.
Kasper, have you spoken to Joe at all?
Yeah, many times. I've spoken to Joe a lot. I do in general. But yeah, I've spoke to him before signing, since signing. So we speak a lot.
Did you look at his last 2 years here and see the success he had, the love he had from the fans, and almost not necessarily emulate that, but say that's something that I would like as I enter the latter stages of my career as well?
I think having followed him and known him and known the difficulty he went through in his career, to come to a club this size and to get from what I felt the respect and adulation he deserves. In a way, I was quite thankful to the Celtic fans for that, because I thought he for the career he had, he deserved that kind of send off. And I watched the last game of the season when they lifted the trophy, and I watched the cup final as well, and that was it was great to see. And I was very impressed with how not just how I knew he was always going to play well because I knew he was a top goalkeeper, but I was very impressed with how good a send off he got.
In terms of him retiring here, yourself, you've got a 1-year deal. What are your plans? Have you thought beyond that? Do you see yourself?
No, I'm not the type of guy that sets those kind of limitations or expectations. I'm here to do a job, here to play the best that I can. Any opportunity I get to do that's my focus. I'm not going to be the guy that's going to sit here and say, I want to do this, I want to do that. I mean, for me, the best goalkeepers are the ones you don't notice that much. They're the ones who are there consistently and do their job. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help this club keep winning, keep being the successful and big club that they are. So I'm not really looking beyond that.
Just on that, Kasper, how many more years do you think you can still play at the top level?
I think it's down to myself and my desire. Physically, I feel great. Mentally, feel good. So as long as that's there, then I don't see any reason to even be thinking about that. But I've always said that if you are physically able and you have the amount of experience that I do now, then it's only an advantage to any team. If the day maybe the physical side starts to drop or the mental side starts to drop, that's when you have to start looking at it. But I don't feel like that yet. I don't feel the age that I am. Definitely don't feel that. I think if you ask any of the lads, they'll say that I don't really act like that either. So I think if you love what you do, you got to keep doing it, because as a footballer, once you're done, you're done. You're never going to be able to come back. So I don't want to be sitting there one day having made a decision that's irreversible. So as long as I'm able to play and I love playing, I'm going to keep playing.
What particular ambitions have you got left?
Winning. It's the only thing that motivates me. I've had some incredible experiences in my life in terms of winning things, and there is nothing that gets me up in the morning more than the thought of having those days where you as a team are together and you've accomplished something, you've won something together, and you get to share that with your teammates, with your family, with the fans. Those days they're few and far between in the football world, but they last forever in the memory, and that's what drives me every day.
I suppose you've got your eyes on all 3 domestic trophies this season then.
I mean, there's been a rich history of winning here, so I'm here to do whatever I can to help that continue.
Kasper, you said earlier that your happiest times were working under Brendan at Leicester. Has he had in terms of a manager, has he had the biggest impact on your career?
I think through the years, there's been lots of different people that have come along at different times when you've kind of needed them. There's been coaches like John Hughes who gave me the chance in a top league. Sven-Göran Eriksson gave me my Premier League debut. Nigel Pearson gave me the confidence and the I'd probably call it confidence to kind of think that I could be a Premier League goalkeeper for a long time. And obviously Brendan coming in was one of those as well who helped to elevate my own game. It made me believe. We got to a FA Cup final, won an FA Cup final that had never been done in Leicester's history. So you meet these people along the way, and Brendan is definitely one of those really, really important people in my life.
What was it like playing under John Hughes as a young player?
It was good. I really enjoyed it. It was a great learning curve. A couple of tellings off here and there, but nothing less than I expected. But I really enjoyed it. They had a great little team around the club in terms of John and Brian Rice, Jim Preston, and Ross Wilson was there as well. They looked after the players, and like I say, every day was an enjoyable experience, and to get those games, be able to play in such a competitive league at that age particularly was massive for me going forward.
Can you just explain what that period was like when Leicester won the league?
It was fun. I always say if I could go back to any 6-week period of my life and relive that, it would be the week leading up to and then the 5 weeks following, because they were special. They were really special. It was incredible achievement, and having done it with the lads and the club from where we'd kind of been, then that was an unbelievable experience.
5 weeks following it?
Yeah, following it. Yeah, exactly. Well, you're not going to expect that we get to training the next day, are you? Yeah, it was good. It was a good period. Let's put it that way.